Okay, so this is question number 40. Solve the equation z plus 4z plus 7 is equal to 0. Given the roots in the form z1 is equal to a plus the square root of bi and z2 is equal to a minus the square root of bi, find z1 and z2. This is the first question. Question number, part number 2, you are supposed to find z2 in the polar form. Part number 3, z1 and z2, the product. Now, B, represent the complex numbers z1, z2, and the product on Argand diagram. So you are supposed to solve this equation. C, this is z plus 4z plus 7 is equal to 0. So z is equal to what? What is it? You use the quadratic formula now. Like the quadratic formula, this is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. Here I don't have x, I have z. Okay, so z is equal to minus b is minus 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared. This is 4 squared minus 4 into a is 1, then into c is 7. Everything divided by 2 what? 2 multiplied by 1. C. 4 squared, this is nothing but 16. So here I'm going to write 16. Okay, I have 16. 4 times 1, this is 4 times 7, this is 28. Okay. 16 minus 28, this is what? 16 minus 28, here is 4 plus 8, this is 12. Okay, so here the answer is 12. Here we are. 2 multiplied by 1, what is the answer? The answer is 2. Here we are. Now, it means z1 is equal to minus 4 plus the square root of 12 divided by 2. Okay, and z2 is equal to minus 4 minus the square root of 12 divided by 2. Okay, but see, the square root of 12 can be simplified. See, square root of 12 is nothing but the square root of 4 times what? 3, which simply means the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Okay, what is the square root of 4? This is 2 square root of 3. So this will give us 2 root 3. Okay, so z1 is equal to negative 4. Here it was 4 squared. Now this was 16. It was 16 minus 28. This was the case, right? B is 4 squared, which is 16 minus 4 into a is 1. This one. So this is negative 12. This is negative 12. So here I'm going to write negative 12. So here I'm going to write negative 12. Here we are. So this is negative 4 plus 2 root 3i. The square root of a negative now, this is nothing but I. Then z2 is equal to, here it's negative 4 minus 2 root of 3 what? I. Everything divided by 2, everything divided by 2. So z1 is equal to what? Z1 is equal to 2 into this one, this is negative 2, 2 into this one, plus root of 3i. Z2 is equal to negative 2 minus root of 3i. So this is Z1 and this is Z2. This is the final answer. Okay, let me check. This is 1, this is 4, this is 0. Yes, negative 2 plus root of 3i minus 2 minus 3i. Okay, let's move on to the next part. You are supposed to find Z2 in the polar form. You are supposed to find Z2 in the polar form. See, the polar form is given by what? The polar form is given by r into cos theta minus I sine what? Sine theta. Okay, wow. So this is the polar form. Now you are supposed to find the value of r and what? And theta. So how are we going to find the value of r? R is equal to the square root of negative 2 squared, okay, plus minus root of 3 squared. Okay, so what is this? This is 4. Okay, here the answer is 4 plus what? Plus 3. Yes, this is 4 plus 3. The square root of negative root 3 is nothing but 3. So r is equal to root what? To root 7. This is the value of what? Of r. Now you are supposed to find theta. See, if you draw this on an Argand diagram, see, this is the imaginary part of z, and this is the real part of z. Okay, like this. The imaginary part of z, the y-axis, the real part of z, the x-axis. This negative 2 now is the real part. So this is negative 2. And this negative 3 now is the what? Is the imaginary part. So this is negative root of 3. See, this is z2. This is what? This is z2. Here we are. So you can draw like this. So what is theta? What is theta? Theta is the angle between this line, okay, and the positive real axis. So this is theta. Okay, so if this is theta, I'm going to call this angle x. I'm going to call this angle x. Now I want to find x. How are we going to find x? I'm going to say tan x is equal to the opposite, which is root 3 divided by the what? I'm taking the magnitude, don't worry about the size. So tan x is equal to the opposite, which is root 3 divided by what? Divided by the adjacent, which is 2. So x is equal to the arctan of root 3 over what? Over 2. So second function, tan of root 3 over root 3 over 2. What is the answer? It's 40, 89,394, 65. This is x. Now I want to find theta. How are we going to find theta? So theta is equal to 180 minus 40, 89, 33, 94, 65. Okay, so you're supposed to subtract this from 180. Why? Because these two angles are on a straight line. So this is 139 point. I'm going to give the answer to 2 decimal places. So 139.11 degrees. 139.11 degrees. See, the thing is this now. I said this is 139.11 degrees. See, the thing is this. This angle is below the axis. So if this angle is below the real, the real what? Axis, it means it is a negative. It means it is a what? A negative. So let's substitute for r by root 7 and for theta by this value. So I'm going to write here root 7 cos 139. I'm going to give it to the nearest 1, to the nearest 0.1 degree. Now I'm going to give it like this. So 0.1 degree. Okay. Remember, it's a negative because it's below the x-axis, so it's minus here. Hope this is clear. Plus I sine of minus 139.1 degree like this. And here I'm going to use this. Okay, here we are. Now, see, polar form, it should be like this. Okay, now I'm going to take this negative to here. So this is root 7. Open bracket, cos 139.1 degree minus I sine 139.1 degree. This is the final answer. Okay, right. Let's move on to part number 3. Part number 3, you are supposed to find the product of the complex. You are supposed to find Z1, Z2. Z1 is nothing but minus 2 plus root of 3i. And Z2 is nothing but negative 2 minus root of 3i. Negative 2 times negative 2, what is the answer? This is 4. Negative 2 times negative this one, what is the answer? This is positive 2 root of 3i. This and this one is negative 2 root of 3i. This and this one, what is the answer? This is minus 3i squared. Okay, which is 4 minus 3i squared. Here, this and this will cancel each other now. But see, I squared is equal to minus 1. So this is 4 minus 3 multiplied by negative 1, which is 4 plus 3. What is the answer? 7. Yeah, so this is a property. If you multiply two complex numbers, the result is a real number. So the answer is 7. You are supposed to represent this on an Argand diagram. So this is the Argand diagram. The imaginary part of Z, the real part of what? Of Z. Z2 is on negative 2, this is negative 2, and this is negative. Okay, let me do this. This is negative 2, and this is negative root of 3i. Okay, so this is the what? This is the complex. Okay, right. The other one is a conjugate, it's negative 2 positive. So it will be here. This is negative 2, and here this is positive 3i. Okay, so this one should be in a straight line. Why? Because it's the conjugate. Then 7, now see, it's 7 plus 0i. The product, now this is Z1, Z what? Z2. The answer is Z1, Z2, the answer is 7. Which means 7 is the real part now, and the imaginary part is 0. So you have to mark it. So I'm going to call this 7. So this is Z1, Z1, Z2. Okay, and this is Z1, 2. And this is Z1. This is the final answer. Okay, boys, so this is question number 15. A circle has center C. So this is the circle. A circle has center C. So this is C, which is 4, 5. Okay. The points A, 0, 8. Okay. Suppose they are saying the point A, which is 0, 8. I'm going to say, suppose this is 0, 8. Okay? This is point A. And D, negative 16, 8. Suppose D is here, negative 16. Also, this is my D, negative 16, 8. Lie on the circumference of the what? Of the circle. So a circle has a center 4, 5, the point is 0, 8, and D negative 16, 8 lie on the circumference of the circle. Another part, B has coordinates at 0, 2. They are saying another part B has coordinates at 0, 2. They didn't say this B is on the circumference. Please take note of this statement. They are not saying this B is on the circumference. They didn't say that. Find the equation of the what? Of the circle. Find the equation of the circle. See, the equation of the circle is given in the form x minus a to the power 2 plus y minus b to the power 2 is equal to r squared, where a comma b is the center, where a comma b is the center, and r is the what? R is the radius. The center is already given. Okay, so if this is positive, it means this is negative, so this is 4. And this is positive again, it means this is negative, so 5. So this is x minus 4, which means A is 4, this one is B. Okay, now I have this part. So it means we are supposed to find the radius only. You can write the equation of the circle. So how to find the radius? See, R is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 to the power 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power what? To the power 2. If you want to find the distance now, it's x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. We take the squares. See, so my x2 now, I'm going to say this 4 now is my x2. So this is 4. And my x1 is this x. So this is 0. So my y2 is nothing but 5. And my y1 is nothing but 8. Okay. 4 minus 0, what is the answer? This is 4. To the power 2, what is the answer? 4 minus 0, the answer is 4. 4 to the power 2, what is the answer? This is 16. I'm going to write 16. 5 minus 8, what is the answer? This is negative 3. Negative 3 to the power 2, what is the answer? This is 9. What is the answer here? 16 plus 9, what is the answer? This is 25. Okay, so I'm going to write 25 here. The square root of 25 is what? Is 5. So R is equal to 5. So you come here and put a 5. 5 to the power 2, what is the answer? This is 25. So this is the equation of the circle. B, show that B lies on the circumference. Show that B lies on the circumference. Okay. If B lies on the circumference, okay, if B lies on the circumference, it means what? It means the coordinates of B satisfies the equation of the circle. Of the what? Of the circle. So now let's check. The x-coordinate of B is 0. So 0 minus 4 to the power 2 plus here it's 2 minus 5 to the power 2 is equal to 25. Okay, now this is 0 minus 4 is negative 4 to the power 2 is 16 plus 2 minus 5 is minus 3 to the power 2 is 9 is equal to 25. 16 plus 9 is 25 is equal to 25. Okay, since the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, it means what? It means that B lies on the circumference. It means that B lies on the circumference. Okay, let's move on to C. Find the equation of the tangent. So now I have B. I'm going to say, let's say B is here, 0, 2. They are saying, find the equation of the tangent to the circle at B. So this is the tangent. I'm going to draw the tangent. So this is the tangent at B. So we want the equation of this what? Of this tangent. In order for you to find the what? In order for you to find out the equation of this tangent, what are you supposed to see? I'm going to draw a line from the what? From the circle to this one. So see, a line from the center of the circle to the tangent now, it makes an angle of 90 degrees with the what? With the tangent. It means this line is normal to the tangent. This line is normal to the tangent. So I'm going to find the gradient of BC. So the gradient of BC. So how to find the gradient now? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is equal to. Okay, so this is, I'm going to say 2 minus 5. This is 2 minus 5 divided by 0 minus 4. 2 minus 5, what is the answer? This is minus 3. Divided by what? 0 minus 4, what is the answer? This is negative 4. So the answer is 3 by 4. So this is the gradient of BC. Now, what is the gradient of the tangent? So I'm going to call the tangent T. So the gradient of the tangent multiplied by the gradient of BC should give you negative 1. Why? Because this is the normal of the tangent, not they are perpendicular lines. So the gradient of the tangent is equal to what? Is equal to negative 1 divided by the gradient of BC. Okay, well, if you take this to this one, it's negative 1 by this, which is equal to negative 1 over 3 by 4, which is equal to negative 4 by 3. This is the gradient of the tangent. Now I have the gradient of the tangent. Let's say on the tangent there is another point. This is the point x1. Now I want to find the equation of the what? Of this tangent. But how? I want to find the gradient of the tangent. The gradient, the numerical value now I have. But I want to find the gradient of the tangent using these 2 points. So see, the grad of the tangent is equal to y2. I'm going to say y minus this 2 over x minus 0. But the gradient of the tangent I have. The gradient of the tangent, I have the gradient of the tangent. This is negative 4 by 3. So here, instead of writing gradient of tangent, I have the numerical value of the tangent, which is negative 4 by 3. Here we are. Now if you check x minus 0, what is the answer? This is nothing but x. Now you have negative 4x cross multiplication. Negative 4 multiplied by x is negative 4x is equal to okay, I'm going to write like this. X this side it becomes negative 4 by 3x is equal to y minus 2, which means what? Which means y is equal to negative 4 by 3x plus 2. So this is the gradient of the tangent. Okay, it's negative 4 by 3x plus 2 is equal to y. Now, calculate the coordinates of the midpoint of the chord CD. CD, it's CD or C, what's the CD? You're supposed to calculate the coordinates of the midpoint of the chord CD. C, this is C, this is A, and this is D. Okay? Chord CD, this is C, and this is D. C, this is not the what? This is not the chord. I think I made a mistake here. Yeah. It's not CD. It's not CD because this is not a chord. Okay, it's BD. BD. This is BD. Okay, so from here to here. So this is the chord BD. Now I want to find the coordinates of the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. You want to find this coordinate. How to find these coordinates? C. The midpoint is given by x1 plus x2 divided by 2. y1 plus y2 divided by 2, which is equal to. So here I'm going to say 16 plus 0 divided by 2. And here I'm going to say y1 is nothing but 8. Okay, this is negative 16. This is negative 16. So negative 16 plus 0 divided by 2. Now I have this 8 now. This is 8. Then 8 plus 2 divided by 2. So this will give you negative 8. Okay? And here what are you going to get? This is 5. So this is negative 8, 5. These are the coordinates. Okay, let's move on to the next part. You are supposed to find, hence or otherwise, calculate the equation of the perpendicular bisector of BD. So the perpendicular bisector now, it divides BD into 2 equal out. So it means the line will pass through this what? This midpoint. Okay, wow. So you are supposed to find the perpendicular. See, you can find the gradient of BD. So I'm going to write grad of BD. Okay, y2 I'm going to say it's 8 minus y1 is 2 divided by x2 is minus 16 minus what? Minus 0. So 8 subtracted 2, what is the answer? This is 6. 8 subtracted 2 is 6. Negative 16 subtracted 0, what is the answer? It's negative 16. So 6 divided by 8, you can reduce this, right? What is the answer? This is negative 3 by 8. Why negative 3 by 8? Here we have a negative. Here we are. So if this is the gradient of BD, what is the gradient of the normal? So the gradient of the normal, this perpendicular bisector now, the gradient of the normal now is equal to what? 8 by 3. Okay. If you multiply this and this, you are supposed to get negative 1. Now I want to find out the equation. So gradient of the normal is equal to y minus 5 over x minus 8. So it's x plus 8, of which the gradient I have is 8 by 3. Okay, here we are. Now you do cross multiplication. So it means 8 by 3 into x plus 8. 8 by 3 into x plus 8 is equal to y minus 5. Here we are. Which is 8 by 3 into x plus 8 plus 5 is equal to y. This is 8 by 3x plus 8 times 8 is 64. So it is 64 divided by 3. Then plus 5, which is plus 79 over 3 is equal to 1. So this is the equation of the perpendicular bisector of BD. Okay, so this is the last equation, question number 16. The table below shows values of x and y obtained from an experiment which satisfies the law y is equal to ab to the power negative x. So these are the values of x and these are the values of y which were obtained from an experiment. Okay, show graphically that these values satisfy the relationship y is equal to ab to the power negative x. I don't have a graph paper with me, so I'm not going to draw this, okay, but I'm going to tell you how to do this. See, these values were obtained from an experiment, okay. If x is 1.0, it means y is 4.0. When x was 1.5, y was 5.7. When x was 2.0, y was 8.0. When x was 2.5, y was 11.3. And when x was 3.0, y was 16.0. So you should show these things graphically. Okay, so you should model this what equation. So it becomes an equation of the what? Of a straight line. You should reduce this thing. How? See, I have y is equal to ab to the power negative x. You introduce ln y is equal to ln ab to the power negative x. Here, this is ln y is equal to, here you apply the laws of logarithms. This means ln a plus ln b to the power negative x. Okay, see, if you have log ab, it means what? A multiplied by b now. It means log a plus log b. This is the law that I applied here. So it's ln a plus ln b to the power negative x. Now I have ln y is equal to ln a. A rule, there is a law again, so this is negative x ln b. See, if you have log m to the power p, what is the answer? This is p log m. Here we are. Okay, so you can rearrange this. This is ln y is equal to negative ln b, then x plus ln what? A. If you check, this is the equation of the straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, right? So on the y-axis, you are supposed to write ln y. Okay, right? Then on the x-axis, you are supposed to write x. And what is this? This is nothing but the gradient, which is m. And what is this? This is nothing but the y-intercept, which is c. But see, here x and y are given. Okay, right? Yes, on the x-axis you are supposed to write x, which is correct. But on the y-axis, I said you are supposed to write ln y. Do you have ln y here? You don't have. So you are supposed to calculate the values of ln y. You are supposed to calculate the values of ln y. So I'm going to add another row. Okay? Likewise like this. Okay. So here, ln y, you should calculate. So ln y, this is nothing but ln 4 here. What is the answer? If you calculate ln 4, what is the answer? I'm going to write the answers here. So this is 1.4. Okay? And this is 1.7. And this is 2.1. This is 2.4, 2.8. So ln 16 is 2.8, ln 11.3, this is this, then this of this is this, this of this is this, this of this is what is this. So you draw now on the graph. You are supposed to draw the graph. So here I'm going to draw the graph. Okay, before I draw the graph, use the graph to find approximate values of A and B. You are supposed to use the graph to find the approximate values of A and what? And B. C. I said C is equal to what? C is equal to ln A. So C is equal to, I want to use the black marker so that you can see. C is equal to this one. What is C? C is the y-intercept. So if you want to find the value of A, what are you supposed to do? You introduce the exponential. So e to the power c is nothing but the value of what? The value of a. So a is equal to e to the power c. Where are you going to get c? You are going to take c from the graph. The y-intercept now. C is the y-intercept. What is the y-intercept? Where the graph cuts the y-axis. So where the graph cuts the y-axis, you take that y value is equal to ln c. So now a is equal to e to the power what? C. Now you want to find b. You determine the gradient of the graph. You are supposed to determine the gradient of the graph. Now you equate m is the gradient now is equal to negative ln b. Okay, now you take negative to this side. So negative m is equal to ln b. In order for you to get rid of this ln, now you introduce the exponential. So e to the power negative m is equal to b. Okay, m is the gradient of the graph that we are going to draw. C is the y-intercept. Now A I have, B I have. Okay, if you are to draw the graph would be like this. This is the y-axis. But here now we are not going to write y-axis. You are going to write ln y. And here you are going to write x. Okay, now this is 1, you have 1, 1.5, you have 2.0, you have 2.5, you have 2. So this side only you are going to use. Okay, and this is what? This is 0. If it is 0 now, sorry, if it is 1, this is 1. If it is 1 now, it means this one is 1.5 somewhere here. Okay, and you draw the what? You sketch the graph. You sketch the what? You sketch the graph. So if you sketch the graph, the values of ln y, you sketch the graph, what are you going to get? What will be the actual graph? The graph will be, if it is 1, I said if it is 1, this will be 1,4 here, and this will be going like this. So it will be a line like this. This will be the line going like this. Okay, and it will be cutting this one at what is this one? Here I got 0.7. I got 0.7. Here if it is 0, I got 0.7. So the y-intercept is 0.7. So you come here and put 0.7. So A is equal to e to the power 0.7. Then you put the answer, you write the answer. Okay, and the gradient that I got, 0.7 again. Okay, the gradient I got 0.7. So you come here, this is the gradient, which is 0.7 again. So the gradient I got the gradient I got 0.7. The y-intercept again I got 0.7. So try this. You take the graph paper and try to do this question. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I will see you in the next class. Goodbye.